Hi, I'm doing great.
Oh, that's nice. You change your location or something?
Here I'm in the same house but a different room.
Yeah, because I cannot see the books today. That's your
Yeah,
own room, right? That's your reading room or that's your living? Like, which room is that?
that's so there's my bedroom and just attached to that is
Hmm.
just a
Hmm.
small room with a big shelf of books. That's it.
Hmm. But the shelf behind you looks empty, so that's why I asked. It's a
Yeah,
different room, I suppose, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, is it raining in Billai
Not now, but it was raining last night.
last night? So I think the temperature must be pleasant, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's better than yesterday. Yesterday it was just very hot, but today it's a little
Uh-huh.
better. There was a cool breeze in the morning.
Oh, that's great. Is your school open these days?
Yeah.
Okay. So at what time do you wake up these days? 5:30?
This week I've been waking up at 9 a.m. Although my school starts at 7.
How come?
Because I got COVID-19 positive, so that's why
Oh
I'm
my
not going
God.
to school.
Are you feeling okay? I
I'm
hope it's not.
totally fine. I do not feel bad at all.
Uh,
It's just that
uh-huh.
I have the COVID positive on paper,
Mm,
so I can't
mm,
go to school now because of that.
absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a mild COVID, right?
Yeah.
So what were your symptoms initially?
So I had a little bit of cough and I was
Mm,
having fever and a little
mm,
back pain, headache, and just
mm.
tiredness.
Oh, okay. So you got COVID. But
Yeah.
don't worry, like you'll be fine after some days, I suppose.
Yeah.
So are you taking your medicines these days?
Yes, I have a lot of medicines that the doctor
Mm,
gave.
absolutely. And are you isolated right now?
Yeah, I have to be isolated. It's just so
Uh,
lonely now.
absolutely. You can't even see your family, even though
Yeah,
you are in the same house.
yeah.
Uh-huh. So tell me something about like how are you spending your free time? Free time as in like your me time.
Yeah, I don't have to go to school now, so I'm not that busy, and
Hmm.
it's just I'm free all the time, and I'm just
Hmm.
laying on the bed all day because
Hmm.
I cannot go out of my room. It's just I'm
Hmm.
just stuck in a room. That's it,
Okay.
and I just sleep, eat, repeat. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So a question out of curiosity. So whenever you're alone, like this time you're
Yeah.
isolated because of COVID, do you even like sometimes do you often talk to yourself about something?
Yes, I have a habit of talking to myself. I talk to myself a
Uh,
lot.
yeah, like is there some kind of chatter going on in your mind, like random thoughts and all?
Yeah,
Does
there
it?
are a lot of random thoughts in my
Hmm.
mind.
Absolutely. So yeah, you got the mild COVID. So when did you realize that you have symptoms and all?
I started feeling a little feverish and I had a little cough in my throat on
Mhm.
Friday morning. And
Okay.
by Friday night, I had a very high fever. So on Saturday, we got the test. The RT-PCR
Mm,
report came out, I think on Sunday. And
mm.
that's when we got to know I have COVID-19. I tested positive for COVID-19.
Okay. So what before your test, before your RT-PCR test, what was the last time you went out?
I went to my school, and after that, I went to the hospital.
Okay. Did you wear a mask that day? Like, do you wear
Yeah,
masks in your school?
yeah,
You do, right?
masks. Yeah,
Mm.
I wore the masks everywhere.
Okay. So speaking of COVID, tell me, what was the first time you got to know about this disease? I think back in 2019, you must have
Yeah,
heard
not in
about it.
2019, but in 2020.
Hmm.
It was in February, I guess, and it was our
Hmm.
social teacher talking about the virus, and that's when I
Hmm.
got to know about this virus.
How did she elaborate this virus?
So she just started talking about how there were these COVID-19 cases were in Kerala. There were a lot of
Uh,
cases in Kerala at that time. So
yeah.
we were just talking about how we have this whole new virus going on, and
Hmm.
she said that we may even cancel the exams because of that. but we did not. Thank God we did not cancel the exams. So it was just a
Absolutely.
simple conversation about the cancellation and the closing of school and all of that. It was just that.
So, like, were you terrified that time
Not
initially?
really, because we did not know that it's going to
What's
be
happening?
such a, yeah, it's going to be such a dangerous thing.
Okay. So, were you terrified when it started, when it came to the limelight during the lockdown, like March 2020?
Yeah, so I wasn't terrified because we were all told that in 14 days it's going to be all okay. We are all going to get back to normal. So at that time I wasn't terrified, and I was actually really stressed because we had a lot of vacation homework and I hadn't done any of that, and we had to submit it
Hmm.
by 14th of April or something. So I was just busy in the vacation homework. I wasn't really taking much care of the COVID-19 or anything.
Okay. So, as per the understanding of the world, as per you, like, what do you think? How has the world changed so far after COVID,
Uh,
especially
yeah, the world
in all
has
the
changed
aspects?
a lot in all the
Mm-hmm.
aspects because
Mm-hmm.
we can't really go out now, and all the chores and the activities that we used to do earlier, the way of doing all those activities have changed a lot now. That we have to wear
Mm,
masks every time, sanitizing your hands, and just when
absolutely.
someone coughs or sneezes, there is just this thing in our mind that, oh, we have to be away from them, they might have the virus. This thing is just it's just there in our mind, and we have to wear masks, and sometimes breathing can be a difficult thing with masks.
Mm,
So there are
absolutely.
a lot of changes.
Yeah. Speaking of breathing, like, how's your breathing going on right now? Is it okay? Like, can you
Yeah,
breathe
it's
properly?
perfectly fine. And earlier also on Friday, it was the breathing was all right. There was no problem with my breathing.
Okay. Yeah. I hope you'll get well soon. Like, really soon.
Yeah.
So, how about like whenever you have to eat something, like how are your parents giving you the food? Like, do they keep it in a table and then you have to pick it up afterwards?
So there
Does
is
it work
this
like that?
table in my room. They just wear a mask, bring the plate, and just keep it on the table, and that's it. They just go out. I just take the plate, eat it, and then keep it back again on that table.
Yeah, you're totally secluded from your family, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How does it feel? Like, does it feel okay, or like weird sometimes? Like, how does it feel?
It does feel weird sometimes, and most of the time my parents are in the office, so it's not that different from the previous normal life. But sometimes I have the urge to just hug them or something. I cannot
I
do
know,
that at all.
absolutely, absolutely. Might as well wait for a few days, maybe a couple of days, maybe,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so how are you passing your time? Like, what all things do you have right now? Like your school bag, maybe your mobile phone, laptop. What else? What all
Yeah,
things
I
do you
have the
have right
laptop,
now?
chargers, the mouse, a table, a lot
Uh-huh.
of books because I have to do
Uh-huh.
the school's work because I'm not going to the school. And
Mm,
I'm just sitting on a bed. There are chairs and tables. That's it.
mm. Okay, that's great. I think this would be for about maybe 3 to 4 more days, and then you
Yeah,
get yourself tested afterwards, right?
yeah.
So the RT-PCR, like, how does it work? Like, did they put that what do we call that? That cotton bud inside your
Yeah, I
nose,
think
or
it's
like
called the swab or something
swab,
like
swab,
that.
swab? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. How did it happen?
yeah.
Like from your nose or from your tongue? Like, how did it
It
happen?
was from both of them, the nose and the tongue. The tongue one did not feel bad at all, but the nose
Mhm.
one, it just hurt so bad.
Absolutely, it's so weird,
Yeah,
actually.
it
Yeah,
tickles the nose, and it just
yeah,
feels
absolutely.
like the swab is going to touch your eye or something like that.
But somehow they had to do it, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, so this was all about COVID. Okay, let me ask you. Okay, so you're a single child in your family, right?
yeah.
So let me ask you a question. How would your life have been different if you had been growing up with maybe five siblings?
Okay, that would have been a lot different because then I'll always have someone to talk to be around, to play with. But now I do not. And then
Mm-hmm.
we could even just like give our homeworks and all the study works to one person, and they'll just do it for all of us, and we'll live like a king and queen. So that would have been amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how do you get along with your cousins? You must have some cousins, right?
Yeah, so I think
You
we
have?
get along pretty well. So I have this one sister. She is in college, and I have a brother who is the same age as me,
Mm-hmm.
and they both live in very different places. This my sister lives in Bhopal, and my brother lives in Bangalore. So we
Oh,
all are living very far away from each other, so we don't really
absolutely.
get to meet. Yeah, there's a
Like a
triangle
triangle.
of
Triangle,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So how often do
Hmm.
you meet in a particular year?
I
Like
think
during
once or
festivals?
twice in a year.
Like during festivals or something?
Yeah, during festivals or maybe during vacations like summer vacations, winter vacations.
Hmm. So growing up with five siblings, so what all changes would be there? Like for instance, what about attention and care by the parents? What do you think about that?
The attention and care would definitely be distributed because it's very different. That you're just giving all your attention to one child is
Hmm.
totally different from giving attention to five or six of them. So
Hmm.
I don't know what it would be like because if
Hmm.
you're having siblings, all the siblings will have to get what each of the things that they want. Like let's say that I want to eat pasta right now, and another sibling of mine wants to eat pizza. So the parent cannot give both the things to both of them, right?
Hmm.
They'll have to
Absolutely.
compromise on either one of those. So that can make the child a little sad.
Hmm. So in this situation, would you rather have been the oldest or the youngest or the middle
I think
child?
I'd like to be the oldest.
And why is that?
I just don't like being the youngest.
And why so?
I don't know. I feel like the older one gets a lot of respect, you can say, and the parents think that the older one is more intelligent than the younger one.
Is that a narrative or like it's a fact? What do you think?
Uh, that's probably a narrative.
Yeah. So when you talk about being the oldest sibling, I think you can be a little. I don't know if I should use this word dominant or not, but yeah, you can be a little,
Yeah,
responsible
yeah,
and responsible towards your younger siblings,
hmm.
and they'll seek validation from you from most of the
Yeah.
things. They might seek permission as well, right?
Yeah, and that's the great part. You can just deny anything they want or accept anything they want as per you, your choice.
Yeah. So that's what we call dominance, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And what about being the eldest, like the youngest one? Like the
Oh,
What about that? I think you would get a
uh,
lot of love, pampering,
yeah,
affection, and care.
yeah,
But there
that's
are some
totally right.
disadvantages also. What do you think about it?
Yeah, but I feel like the advantages are more and the
Mm,
disadvantages are less because you'll get a lot of pampering, everyone will love you, they'll treat you like a baby, you'll get anything
mm,
you want. But the
mm,
problem is that now I'm a middle child in comparison with my cousins. So whenever
mm,
we all three meet up, so it's just both of them get a lot of advantages, but I don't. I'm
mm.
the middle child. Oh no.
And the youngest child would be in surveillance all the time. The
Yeah.
people would be there to look after you if you're
Hmm.
not like whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I don't know how it feels to be a middle child because I'm the older one. I have a younger brother,
Oh,
so that's why
okay.
I asked you these questions. I think it's fine as long as you have siblings who are cooperative and they listen to you. That is fine. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. By the way, what's your favorite weather?
Probably rainy weather, because when it's just too sunny, it
Hmm.
just gets so hot and you are all
Hmm.
sweaty and it's just
Hmm.
uncomfortable. And when it's too
Hmm.
cold, you just want to have a blanket around you. And sometimes it gets difficult to do tasks like wake up from the bed, get out of your blanket and all of that. But
Hmm.
rainy season is really good. A rainy weather is just so amazing. You can just have a cup
Yeah,
of tea and just sit
tea.
outside of your house and have some pakoras or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I was about to ask you, like, do you have tea and fritters on a
Yeah,
rainy day or something?
yeah.
Great. Okay, so how are winters in Bhilai? Like, are they really cold or like moderate? How it works?
I think it's not that bad because the minimum temperature goes only up to like 9 or 10 degrees. So that's all right.
Hmm.
It's not that much.
Hmm. Okay. So it's not that, it's not that it's not so much cold that you have to stay under the layers all
Yeah,
the time,
yeah.
right?
It's not that cold, but it is cold.
But summers are really scorching in Chhattisgarh, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I think Chhattisgarh is full of greenery, is it?
Yes, yes.
Hmm. And we discussed about a jungle in Chhattisgarh which was about to be, cut
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
government.
yeah, yeah.
There is no update on that, but yes, because I've been to Chhattisgarh only once, and I really liked the city, the people over there. They were not
Hmm.
bothersome. They were like really sweet. I went to a few places, like I told you, Magneto Mall. I think that's
Yeah,
far away from your house,
yeah,
right? Because you live
yeah.
in Bhilai. Hmm.
Hmm.
So right now, these days, it's like pleasant, moderate weather.
Yeah, it's good, but you know the climate is changing almost on a daily basis because sometimes it's
Hmm.
raining, sometimes it's really hot, scorching heat, and all of that. So because of
Hmm.
that, many people are falling sick.
Oh, absolutely. That's the reason you're also sick a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It happens because of the climate also. Even though
Hmm.
you didn't have ice cream, or maybe you didn't get in touch with any COVID patient or something, you still have
Yeah.
it. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're taking good care of your parents. Must be taking good care of you, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
what are they feeding you exactly? The normal food or the boiled food? Like, is there
Yeah, it's
something?
just normal food like rice, some dal, and some vegetable. That's it.
Hmm. Okay, what about medicines? Because I really hate having medicines. What about you?
Personally, I love taking medicines. I don't know why, but I
Why is
like
that?
having. I don't know. I just love medicines. I don't know.
You're the only person, like, you're an exception for me, like, who
Yeah.
told me that she loves medicines. Like, the
Hmm.
taste, or like, what do you love in medicines? Like, tell me.
I don't know myself. I don't know.
Hmm. You just love, taking pills and just drinking water and then feeling good.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe.
yeah. So how many medicines are you having in a day these days?
Okay, so one, two, three, four,
Oh my God, you're
five,
still
five,
counting.
five. Yeah,
5 medicines in a day. Oh my God, that is too
yeah.
much actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hope you'll take good care of yourself, and maybe in the next session you will tell me that your report was negative.
And by the way, this is probably my last session for a few months now because my
Please take
subscription
care
is
of yourself.
over.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
take